Kiola, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Àkíyín kú àmójúbà oṣù Ramadan. Bí àwẹ̀ ti wọlé dé wẹ́rẹ́, iléeṣẹ́ NTA Abeokuta ké sí ẹ̀yin oníní dúdùn ọlọ́rẹ láti wá ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ àwọn ètò oníranran eléyìí tí iléeṣẹ́ NTA Abeokuta ti pèsè sílẹ̀ fún yín láti jẹ àǹfààní oore tó pọ̀ tó sodo sínú àwẹ̀ Ramadan. Àwọn ètò wa bíi ọ̀rọ̀ ìṣítí, ọba ẹlẹ́san, tafsir al-Quran, Ramadan Kareem, pèsè ìrun kí Allah ṣọ́wa jálẹ̀ àwẹ̀. Láti ṣe onígbọ̀wọ́ tàbí àlàyé ní kíkún, ẹ pè 08028292390. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀, Ramadan Kareem.
The Lord told me to speak with you or share with you is this: with God, all things are possible. With God, all things are possible.
Join us every Saturday on NTA Abeokuta via Star Times channel 103 and our social media platforms for a spiritual refreshing with Christ Faith Tabernacle International Cathedral, Ebenezer Building, 186 Police Street, Woolwich, London, SE 186NL. On our program, Voice of Hope, with presiding Bishop Alfred T.B. Williams, with a rebroadcast Wednesday 7:30 p.m.
May the name of the God of Jacob protect you. May he send you help in this week from his sanctuary. May he grant you support this week from Zion.
Make it a date with us for spiritual uplift on Christ Faith Tabernacle, Voice of Hope, Saturdays and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. on NTA Abeokuta via Star Times channel 103 and our social media handles.
Jesus is Lord.
Tonight on the news, Nigeria-Niger Republic resolved to deepen bilateral relationships. Business activities around legislative and judiciary complex in Ogun State on lowest ebb as industrial action continues. Plus, Nigerian Army trains men on gallantry against contemporary security challenges. Good evening and thank you for joining us on the News at 7 from NTA Channel 12 Abeokuta. I am Yemi Dalemo with the news. Nigeria and the Republic of Niger have resolved to deepen and expand the highly beneficial ties between the two neighboring countries for the benefit of their people and the economies. This was the high point of the high-level talks between President Muhammadu Buhari and the visiting president of the Republic of Niger, Mohamed Bazoum. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports that the Nigerian leader is visiting Nigeria for the first time since coming into office on the 2nd of this month.
First international trip by the Nigerian leader, Mohamed Bazoum, since coming to office in his country's first democratic transfer of power on the 2nd of this month. The relationship between President Buhari's Nigeria and the Republic of Niger under former President Muhammadu Isufu was very cordial and indeed highly beneficial for the two countries and their people. President Bazoum is here as part of efforts by the new administration to not only sustain but further deepen and expand relations in other critical areas of common interest. And this dominated discussions between the two leaders held behind closed doors. At the meeting were the governors of Borno, Yobe, Kano, Kebbi, Jigawa, Sokoto, and Zamfara states, as well as the ministers of Foreign Affairs and Defense and the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources. President Buhari, who congratulated President Bazoum for his successful inauguration into office, assured him that Nigeria would continue to assist Niger in diverse ways as required. On terrorism as perpetrated by Boko Haram, President Buhari observed that the Republic of Niger also suffers high casualties and vowed to spare no efforts at securing the region for sustainable development. Briefing newsmen after the meeting, the Nigerian leader, Muhammad Bazoum, appreciated President Buhari for his leadership in the sub-region and continued support to his country over the years. He made a case for sustained collaboration and cooperation between Nigeria and the Republic of Niger, especially in the fight against insecurity as well as infrastructure and economic development.
Des relations commerciales très intenses. Nous avons les mêmes intérêts économiques.
There's a joint commission, the Nigeria and Niger joint commission, and that hopes that President Muhammadu Buhari will also push for this joint commission to come up with concrete projects and proposals for the two countries to pursue. There's a railway line from Maradi to Katsina, which is also part of integrating the economies of the two countries. And that now Niger is going to become an oil exporting country, and so also increasing cooperation with Nigeria to promote and develop commerce for the advantage of the two countries.
President Bazoum identified agriculture, mining, and industrial development as priority areas of focus for his administration. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Constant interference by board members in activities of some government parastatals due to lack of understanding of their roles is a major cause of friction, leading to bad governance. Consequently, the federal government is providing requisite knowledge to board members to enhance effectiveness and good governance. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday has the reports.
Good governance is achieved where actors obey the rule of law. Transparency, accountability, equity, and efficiency. Lack of proper induction and orientation for newly appointed governing board of federal parastatals, agencies, and commissions, observers say, has proven costly for the nation. Secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, in a message urged the board members to obey all extant laws guiding their role in their various establishments in order to enshrine good governance and effectiveness.
Statutory boards councils shall set operational and administrative policies in accordance with government policy directives. A board shall not be involved directly in the day-to-day management of a parastatal or an agency. This plans to ensure economic stability, national development, and good governance.
Bureau of Public Service Reforms and a development partner co-organized the workshop.
The Buhari administration has committed itself to reform the civil service and to the fight against corruption.
Concerned with the increasing number of disputes and misunderstandings between board members and chief executives of parastatals and agencies. Based on this, government directed for us to do this training.
The board sometimes behaves and operates as if it's the executive. They are really to provide the guidelines for policy, oversight function. They are part-time, they are not full-time.
The two-day induction program is aimed at strengthening the capacity of the board members towards a better service delivery to Nigerians. Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
The strike action embarked by judicial and legislative workers' unions in Ogun State over financial autonomy have continued to take effect on business activities within and outside court premises, as operations at the Ogun State House of Assembly is also on the lower ebb. Abolore Obara has an update on the effects of the strike action.
Omolayo Eriosho is a graduate of economics from Olabisi Onabanjo University. She has been making brisk business typing documents for litigants and others at the Ogun State High Court premises, Ishabu Abeokuta. Omolayo said the strike action of the judicial workers is affecting her daily income as a result of low patronage, which she has been experiencing from the beginning of the strike. Omolayo and other business owners say quick resolution of the impasse between the union and the government would be to the benefit of every stakeholders.
78% customer that attend to us before. Now, maybe let's say 35% that came here to do affidavits. So there is difference there, and we know the difference. The strike can never continue because it will affect all those typists doing affidavits. It will affect us a lot. Some most of our customers, they came here, they want to do the affidavits immediately, then type to go inside the court and stamp it. But we cannot do it because of the strike.
Members of the Nigeria Bar Association in Ogun State lamented on the effect of the strike on court business and throws their weight behind financial autonomy for both the judicial and legislative arm of government, saying it will serve as a thorough check and balances and engender good governance.
Fund that is supposed to be allocated to the judiciary should come to them directly. That is the only way independence of judiciary can be secured.
And the constitution, go by section 81 subsection 3, is a specific provision that when budgetary allocation is being made, is to be paid directly to each of the body. We are talking of National Electoral Commission, the legislative, the executive, and the judiciary. And in terms of that of judiciary, that they said the allocation should be paid directly to National Judicial Council.
The Ogun State House of Assembly has continued to be deserted as members of the Parliamentary Staff Union stayed off duties in their quest for financial autonomy.
It has almost granted the workings of the government, especially the judiciary and even the House works, because there's no activities going on in the state legislatures and even the judiciary. Our interest is that it should not let it be too drag. We want urgent and immediate action to it.
While it is believed that stakeholders are currently meeting to find lasting solutions to the union demands, quick resolution of the crisis would be in the interest of all stakeholders. In Abeokuta, Abolore Obara, NTA News.
Meanwhile, members of the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, Kwara State Chapter, joined their counterparts nationwide to embark on a peaceful protest to further drive home their demands for judicial autonomy. Olajide Bello reports that the protest was conducted under the supervision of officers and men of the Nigerian Police Force, Kwara State Command.
Ensure that none of these hooligans mingle with us to destroy government properties.
That is the Kwara State Acting Secretary of the Nigerian Labour Congress addressing members of JUSN before the commencement of the peaceful protest. The protest, which commenced from the Kwara State High Court, went through Ahmadu Bello Way.
What we want from them, they are going to grant our financial autonomy, and from there we'll resume back to work.
Judicial autonomy, according to the union, will cut bureaucracy in judicial arm of government and address other bottlenecks in the judiciary.
Our counterpart at the federal level has been enjoying their autonomy. We want that gesture to be streamlined down to state level and ensure full separation of power between the executive and legislative and judiciary.
What does the union stand to gain if given financial autonomy?
When they have the autonomy, they know what they want, they know how they can get it. So even it will lighten the burden on the executive governor.
Stakeholders are hopeful that the yearnings of JUSN will be given listening ears by the appropriate quarters and end the suspension of judicial activities for the arm to resume its duties in the dispensation of justice nationwide. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
The Nigerian Army says it will continue to prioritize training and retraining of its officers and men towards ensuring their gallantry In the face of contemporary security challenges, the General Officer commanding 81 Division, Major General Lawrence Fejoku, stated this during the opening ceremony of Corporal and Below competition in Alamala Barracks in Abeokuta. Lukman Adefeso's report is here presented.
The General Officer commanding 81 Division, Major General Lawrence Fejoku, described the training as apt considering the security challenges facing the country, adding that soldiers in the rank of corporal and below are participating in the competition to equip them with the best practices in the Nigerian Army.
The charge by our Chief of Army Staff, it's clear, very clear from the onset. We're going to lean heavily on training, and by imbibing the tenets of training, having it at our fingertips, it will be very easy for us to combat security situations as they arise.
Kickstarting the 2021 edition of the training, 3 formations participated in the exercise, which commenced with drilling competition, where participants showcased their gallantry and professionalism during the parade. At the end of the drilling exercise, 9th Brigade came first, followed by 81 Division Garrison, while 35
We apologize for that technical glitch. And still talking efficiency in the discharge of workers' duties, training and retraining of community-based media practitioners on acceptable global best practices, especially on modern broadcasting, go a long way in solving challenges of community journalism in the country. This was the thrust of a discourse during the first award ceremony of Tropic Reporters, an online media based in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. Muhammad Adeboali has the reports. We apologize once again. It's now time to go for a break. The news will continue shortly after the break. Stay with us. The break will come very shortly. Moving on, the federal government has completed plans to establish a special agro-processing zone in Ekom, Cross River State for the south region of the country. A federal government delegation said this during an inspection of agro-allied industry in Cross River State. Paul Abel reports. And it's on that note that we wrap up the news tonight. Thank you for watching. Good night.
For the demand. Although the lawyers were unable to gain access to the